oh my. This is like my second time recording half of this because my camera decided to be in the wrong mode and so it didn't record like any of it. Hi Natalie, it's June 4th, making this video today about the Human Centipede 2. That's what I did last night. I went over to Kevin's and I played Dungeons & Dragons and then we watched the Human Centipede 2. I'm just gonna kind of give it a review / summary kind of thing. And so, obviously, spoilers. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. And by the way, it was Kevin, Chris, Brooke, and I, which I don't think you've met any of them, but we were the ones who stayed to watch it. And what was I talking about? Oh, we watched the, Daniel Tosh, when the first one came out, he did like a summary, kind of like a 20-minute long, like he literally like summarized the movie and made jokes and everything. And so we watched that before we watched the second one because we wanted to know what happened in the first one. Because, you know. And so it ends with because it's three people sewn ass and mouth. And like it's ABC. A's dead, C's dead, B's alive, pans up. You're like, oh no, well she survived now. I don't think you survived something like that. That's how Human Centipede 2 starts out. It starts out with clips from the very end, like the last like minute or so of the movie, and then like the credits roll, and then it pans out, and you can see that it's someone watching the movie on the movie you're watching. I don't know where the hell they found this guy, but oh my god. I'd say that the casting director may have cast the rest of the movie like shit, but they did a good fucking job in finding this guy. This guy is probably the creepiest guy ever. Like, kudos to you, man. I don't know what you're like in real life. I hope it's not like this guy. But, fuck, this guy is creepy. He's got these, like, googly eyes that just look fucking crazy throughout the whole movie. Sometimes they're not even, like, on the same line, and you're like, oh, crazy, crazy. And he's, like, kind of, like, he's, like, obese, and so, which isn't offensive to say, because you see it without his clothes many a times in this movie. I mean, it's not full nude, he's got, like, underwear on, but there's stuff that I just don't really care to see. It's obvious he's been through trauma. Like, you learn about, like, why he's so messed up, which I don't think excuses him for deciding to sew 12 people ass to mouth. Pans out, he's there watching the movie, and I can't remember if he does it at this point, because he does it more than once throughout the movie. He pulls out this, like, scrapbook, which, yay for hobbies. That became the catchphrase of the night, was, you know what, he might do horrible things, but, you know, at least he has a hobby. And so, scrapbook, he's got, like, this picture, like, a poster from Human Centipede, kind of just, like, literally just, like, all of it taped on. And then he, like, opens it, and it's got, like, screenshots, and it's got, like, from the first one, and it's got, like, pictures of the director and the actors, and he's just like, yeah. And he does this thing where it's like this. And I don't understand, is it supposed to make him look more disgusting? I don't get why he does this. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna get a lot of this movie out of sequence, because, well, one, it was really slow moving, and then two, just the same shit happened over and over again. A good 3/4 of the movie is him spent getting the people / ingredients for his lovely hobby. He goes into the parking garage, and there are two people there. I think they're, like, fighting or having a dispute or something, and he just, like, fucking shoots one of them in, like, the leg or something, and just, like, has this crowbar, and he's like, bam, bam, you guys are unconscious, so I guess yay, you guys are the first people to be in the Human Centipede, woo! Oh, God, his home life is so terrible. Like, he goes home, and his mother is she's just a bitch. If Norman Bates' mother had been alive, it was what he actually envisioned in his head to be his mother, this would be the actualized mother in this movie. A psychiatrist comes over, he's like sleeping in bed, and she's like, get out of bed, you know, the doctor's coming, or something, and he like hides because he's already looking at the scrapbook being like, yeah, scrapbook, ah. And he's like, oh no, mom's coming, better hide my mags, like they're porn mags, like under his mattress. But he does it so poorly, you can see the bag sticking out, but his mom's like, whatever. my son's weird. And they go, I assume, to like the living room of the house, and there's a doctor sitting there, which I swear, it's just like Freud. Oh, I forgot the most important part. This whole movie is shot in black and white, and I don't understand why. Kevin's theory was that I mean, and it's probably right, is that it's a lot cheaper, because then you can do the blood in, like, you know, Hershey syrup. I'm directing the Human Centipede, and I'm artistic. This movie is brilliant. I'll shoot it in black and white, and everyone will agree with my brilliance. The guy goes over to he has just like this lizard tank, but instead of lizard, he has a centipede. Or Kevin said, I think it might have been a millipede. I don't know. Like the people on Human Centipede too, like fucking check their facts. I doubt it. He finally is done playing with his pet. The psychiatrist is like, oh, you like the centipede because it's like a penis, because it's masculine and strong. And I'm like, you are Freud. But they're like, you were like touched by your father, which they have. They kind of explain it before this happens by like he's laying, the crazy guy's laying in bed, and you just hear like he like you make daddy's wiener harder, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, mother was like, you're the reason your father's in jail. You horrible, horrible son. And I'm like, you're a crazy bitch. He works at like this parking garage, I guess, where he is like a security. He's such a good security guard. He gets some more people. He goes back home, and they're like eating dinner. There's loud like thumping upstairs, and the mother's like, oh, loud music, damn rotten kids, I'll just go get my umbrella, like stop it. She taps twice on it, and she's like, alright, they haven't stopped their music, but they know deep inside they're wrong. The neighbor just like knocks on the door, and so she goes and gets it, and he comes back, and she's like, son, tell them that the music upsets you. And he's like sitting there still eating. He's like, oh, my mother's fucking crazy. That's why I'm fucking crazy. I'm just gonna keep eating these beans. Their neighbor's like bald, and like I think he's supposed to be skinhead. Fuck if I know. I don't like my music. Bruh, you wanna fight? Keeps eating. And like you think, oh, he's gonna fucking go crazy on this guy. And like the screen goes out, and you're like, okay, I guess he didn't do anything to that. Okay. Boss is in like the camera. I can't remember if this happened before or whatever, but he's like, you know, he pretty much mouths like, get the fuck down here. And like, the boss is gone. He goes and like clobbers the boss, like, guess what, you're gonna be my Human Centipede. Guys pretty much like is duct taping them, like duct taping their wrists, but really poorly duct taping their wrists with like one strand of no one can get out. And they're all just kind of like laying on the floor, and like, I can't remember if he does this now, but he like gets scissors and he like cuts everybody's clothes off. He was like, if everybody's gotta be naked. They very easily get out of it if they wanted to, but they're like, fuck this. This guy probably means no harm to me. I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen to me in this group. Oh, I did forget a point. Okay, he goes, before this, they show him getting the space. Like this little like warehouse or whatever. The guy showing around, he's like, oh yeah, this is the place and stuff, you know, and you want to sign a lease, and then the guy just like, I don't know, like crazy guy like hits him or something, or I think he kills him. My biggest worry was, how is he gonna sign his lease now? Because I guess that's the first thing that comes to my head. Back to the clothes. Okay, so that's done. He like goes away. I'm just gonna summarize of the people I remember him taking, because I can't remember in what order they got like taken. And so there's a girl and a guy, and I think the girl's pregnant, and they also have a child. Like I don't know, I think he's supposed to be like oh, he's like 2, but he's obviously like 3 or 4. The guy comes and like shoots through the windows because someone let this crazy fucker get a gun with silencer. Oh my god, this guy has like perfect fucking aim for being someone who takes 10 minutes to put his fucking clothes on. Club. Picks up the child. He's like, hello child. You're not gonna be Human Centipede. No, you're not. Just puts him back in the car seat. He's like, there you go. Shut. I'm gonna take your parents away now. Drag. There are 2 girls. They're just like, you know, like, they're like your typical like slutty bar girls that are like, haha, it's so funny. And at this point, like, crazy guy is just like watching Human Centipede, I think, and he's watching Human Centipede and, like, you know, touching his photos and, like, masturbating at the same time, you know, whatever. And they're like, oh, it's so funny, you see what he's doing? Ha, you're laughing now. Just wait. He just keeps getting calls. Apparently, he somehow called the agents of all three of, like, the actors, like, the actors in the first Human Centipede that were in, like, the Human Centipede, and, like, wants them to, like, come on, because he's Quentin Tarantino, and he's shooting a film, and he really wants them to be in it. And so, the agents were just like, well, this is a really random number, not of an agency, we're not going to do any background checks. It's obviously Quentin Tarantino. Said he was Quentin Tarantino. So one of them is like, yeah, I really want to audition for Quentin Tarantino. Sorry. Okay. She's like, oh, there's a car, fun time, safety time. They're definitely going to be good people for my Human Centipede. There are 3 people in the car. There's the guy in the front. There's Freud sitting in the back. And he's getting, you know, blown by this prostitute slut. Crazy guy walks up, like, shoots the first guy's like, ah, down. And so, you know, slut's like, oh shit, I should stop, you know, blowing this guy, because there's a crazy guy trying to turn us into a Human Centipede. And so she gets out of the car and starts running, and this is while he's shooting into the glass, and so she, like, gets around the corner. He takes a shot at her, and he gets her, like, in the leg. She's still gone, though. She's like, poof, I'm gone. And then Floyd steps out, and he's just like, oh, this is really awkward. And so he's, like, pulling up his pants, and he's like, bud, and he's like, how are you? He gets just, like, pissed off, and so he, like, just shoots Freud, like, right in the head. And he's like, oh, shit, I gotta go after that slut. He runs into her, and legitimately, she's just like she's showing up on the stairs. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm right here. No, please don't. And he's like, oh, okay, glob. At one point, he comes back home, opens the door and turns on the light, and his mother is just standing there with a knife, like a freaking wraith from Lord of the Rings is just fucking stabbing his pillow, and she's like, lights turn on, she's just like, awkward. They love each other so much. Mom comes back in, which, fuck me, I don't know why she just comes back in. I guess she's gonna try to murder him again. But she's like, what's this? And she, like, pulls out the thing from between the, like, under the mattress. It's got, like, his sexy scrapbook. This is what you were talking about? You're gonna make one of these? So, like, you're a fucking idiot. Of course he's gonna make one of those. It's his favorite movie. And obviously, it's a hobby. No, she's over the centipede thing, and, like, crazy guys is like, haha, look what I'm gonna do. It's, like, face. And I guess the centipedes just are like, oh, big giant thing falling at me, and I should fucking attack it. Just, like, attacks her face, and it's on her face. Just, ah! And so she, like, takes it and throws it. He's like, no! That's my best friend other than Chloe! He, like, throws her on the floor and hits her in the head, and then he just keeps, like, rah! Like, going to town on his mom. And that sounded really wrong. Anyways, and so, like, I don't know how he did it, but, like, he tracks her body out of the room, because obviously she's dead. I mean, even Human Centipede realizes that you hit your mom, like 17 times the crowbar in the head. She's probably not gonna make it. He takes her out, and he, like, sits her, it's obviously a dummy, he sits her on the chair, and there's just, like, literally this gaping hole in her face, like, just, like, sitting there at dinner. Then he just starts eating dinner. The music starts again, and so he, like, picks up the broom, and he's like, the guy just, like, walks in or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, you fucking guys, you don't like my music, what the fuck? Crowbar.